Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is Monday night. We even have a Monday night football game on, Eagles versus Chargers. So we'll be keeping you posted on that. Market was a little bit red, but I'll tell you what, that in the video was popping. I've been talking about it. An AVGO I had on the night note as well. So I gave you some poppers today. From last night, MU was on there. So, yeah, I definitely gave them out pretty well. TWG, that was on there as well. So let's go through the market and see what's going to be popping tomorrow. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And here we go. And there's that TWG right here. Look at this thing. Look at that bad boy. I told you about that last night as well. We were talking about that top wealth group, and it did get rocking and rolling. How about CETX right there? It was cruising along as well. So a lot of big poppers hopping up here. Looks like it's setting up to be a lot more, as a matter of fact. So we'll be keeping our eyes on things to see what's going on. Let's check out the market. Crypto right here. Just a little bit of pullback. The stock cube's a little bit red, but Bitcoin's still over 90,000, still hovering over that 20 right there. So that is a good sign, little healthy pullback. It's touching it, and again, it should continue this bullish trend. It looks like it's just a little healthy, and it should continue up. Nothing bad there. Ethereum right here, not looking bad, and that should continue its way up. And Solana was trying to curl up earlier. It did kind of pull back a little bit. This is the one that's like the weak link right now. Usually Solana's flying, but Solana's the weak link. And Ripple right here was looking really good earlier. A little pullback as it's trying to get set back up. Looks like it wants to roll off that MACD right there. And then you have your Doge and the rest of them just kind of getting set up. You can see these guys not looking bad there for Doge, and then Cardano looks similar. So there you go. It's your crypto. There's Stellar right there, XLM. And then, of course, our OP is optimism, and I'm optimistic this thing is going to continue in a bullish trend and look pretty good right there. So there you go with your crypto look to begin this show right now. So let's go and see what's going on with our list, what we're going to be picking out. Let's see what I'm going to be putting on for the night note and see what's happening. And right here you go. Slops. Stock slipped. I guess that slops is stocks and slip combined together. We'll call that slop. It is slop. When stocks slip, it's slop. So there you go. Stock slipped from record highs as traders await the Fed decision and take profits. And again, this thing's pretty cool right here, guys. I'm not going to lie. This daily digest tells you everything. I'm not going to read it all, but you guys can check it out and see what it's up to. But yeah, how about communication services underperformed amid scrutiny of the Netflix Warner Brothers deal? And then all of a sudden, who the hell is it? Paramount came in. Did they offer a bid or so? I don't even know what's going on. Let's read this thing because something happened today with Paramount. Paramount Skydance launches board-approved, fully financed $30 a share, all cash, hostile tender offer for Warner Brothers Discovery, topping Netflix's $72 billion bid as Warner Brothers Discovery confirms receipt and plans a 14D9 response and declares 0.05 quarterly cash dividend payable for January 2nd of 2026 to shareholders of record December 8th. I don't know what they're talking about right there. But anyway, apparently Paramount came out today, this evening, and offered to buy out Warner Brothers after Netflix just did it. Is that why Netflix is dipping so hard lately? I don't know, but what the heck is Netflix? It is NFLX, and it was pulling back some more. And like I said, we're watching for the bottom on this, and there's obviously that news is right across theirs right now too. So yeah, they're challenging the Netflix $82.7 billion deal, I guess, and whatever. And wow, that's interesting, guys. How crazy is that? So wait, this says something different. It says Paramount launches hostile $30 per share all cash bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, challenging Netflix's $82.7 billion acquisition deal and prompting Rosenblatt and Pivotal Research to downgrade Netflix and cut price targets to 105 on increased deal risk. Wow, that is some wild stuff going on in the entertainment industry this evening. So Netflix all of a sudden thought they had Warner Brothers like basically buying them out the other day, and then all of a sudden Paramount comes out with a hostile bid takeover for $30 a share, all cash. Boom, let's do the deal, sign the paperwork, and let's go, Warner Brothers. How crazy is that, guys? So we're gonna see a nice battle out here for the entertainment. I guess everybody wants Warner Brothers. Apparently Netflix and Paramount both want it. So interesting right there. It's nice to be Warner Brothers. Everybody's fighting over. They're like the hot chick right now, and these two guys, Netflix and Paramount, are fighting over it. So there you are with Netflix and Paramount to start the show. I did see that, and I was like, what is going on there tonight? I didn't actually read all the news. I just knew something had happened. Let's see what this news is, and if this is any interesting stuff. But yeah, I'm telling you, this thing's pretty cool. They knocked it out of the park with that Daily Digest right there. It tells you everything. Technology sector showed resilience, led by gains in NVIDIA and Broadcom. That's definitely true. And so yeah, there you go. It tells you what your S&P fell 0.3%. Dow lost 0.4, NASDAQ edged down, and it is an interesting little tidbits and tells you exactly what's going on in the market each day. I do like it. So the stocks in Asia edge lower as Fed anxiety builds. I don't know what the anxiety is, guys. I mean, everybody knows it's a 0.25 decrease. I don't think anybody doesn't know. It's 94% on Polymarket. And like we were saying on the small cap show, and Godfather was saying too, he said it's definitely priced in. I have a feeling it's priced in too. I mean, everybody can look at Polymarket and see what the hell it is. It's not real difficult, guys. So I can't imagine it not being priced in. The interesting thing is every time when Powell speaks, what the reaction is to his questions and answers and everything else and what people think, that's what the reaction to the market is. It's not necessarily going to be the rate cut. Things are already reacting to that, I believe. So we'll see what's happening. And and people were saying on the small cap show, and I did look it up, and it said that it could, I'm not saying it has to be, because Pal's term doesn't end until like June or something like that. I forget the exact month, but it's in the summer, I believe. And but he could be replaced in the new year. So this could be his last Fed meeting. Who the heck knows? I don't know if that's definite, but people have been speculating again about that, we'll say, and we'll see what that's all about. But there you go. Like I said, 94%. And guys, who told you before the government shut down that it would be a 0.25 decrease across the board unless something crazy happens? But this isn't jumping off a cliff. It's still crawling up, and tomorrow's Tuesday, so it's going to be damn near 100% right there. And again, when you have them jump offs, you got to be at like a 75%, 25. So it's got to be at least a curl. I don't think you're going to see something from like the 90 percentile go jumping all the way off the cliff. I just don't see that happening. So that's what I base things off. Not the complete thing. You can tell by the chart. But generally, when they get up there like that, they don't look like they want to jump off a cliff. So remember we talked about it earlier, the presidential election, the president election, the popular vote. I was trying to think what it was. That was 75-25 Harris to Trump, and then it jumped off a cliff. Like I said, once you get into like the 90 percentile, it's kind of hard to really fluctuate that. I mean, obviously the chart can move, but again, 90%, you're pretty locked in, I must say. 94%, you're probably locked in right there. So there you go with your Fed decision in December. It looks like we're going to have one, as a matter of fact. And let's see, January, if we can even see anything. I don't know if we will in January, to be honest with you, the new year. So I doubt we will. That'll probably stick, to be completely honest with you. And then they skip February and go into March, and that's just way too far to tell. So yeah, you're pretty close though, 53-42. It's no change in the lead, but there is your Polymarket Fed decision, and going in for the next few months. But we will get one of them on Wednesday, so not tomorrow, but the next day we'll have a little rate cut action, and we'll have to see what the reaction is to the overall markets. But here we go. Let's see what the markets look like today, and let's get cruising here. ONDS not looking too bad today. A little healthy pullback after it's been running up a little bit. You can see it was even up a little bit in the afternoon. I did see it up there for a little bit. So there you go. Let me just claim this back. I had it on out in the shed, and obviously it doesn't like when I do that. Look at that ANTC. That thing went nutty in the after hours right there. That thing went bonkers. ATMC. Look at this thing. holy cow, like it didn't do anything. And then the next thing it went from $15, guys, all the way up to like 110. And now it's at 76. So you're going to see that's a shell company right there. I think you're about to see a lot of these things like CETX and things of that nature. These things are exploding right now, guys. So we definitely have to be looking at these because they're going wild. You always get these little runs. It doesn't happen all the time, but you get these little cycles and you got to jump into them when these things are exploding like this. So we'll be keeping an eye for things of that nature as well. And here is your open door. And again, just getting set up. I don't think it's really ready. You could probably wait on this for a little while and save your capital. So doesn't look like anything you want to jump into. QMCO, though, on the other hand, these guys have been moving along not too bad, I must say. So let's take a look at them. If I can move the paper in the right spot, there it is. And let's see what and I don't memorize these guys. I look at a piece of paper that says it. So our GTI right here, that was up a little bit, has been running up, kind of flat a little bit today, but nothing real crazy. And then QUBT up a little bit, same look as our GTI, as a matter of fact. So just kind of hanging out there today. QBTS was kind of running up, not looking bad. Look at that curl up right there. So that's your D wave. It tends to like to run the best, I would say. And then your Defiance Quantum ETF right here has been running back up, has that resistance. I would assume it might fall back down, but who knows? This thing is like crazy. It was running in the top for a long time there. Then it pulled back, and now it's running right back up like it didn't even stop. So there you go with your ETF. And then let's look at our QSI over here. That was up a penny. Looks like that thing is getting set up to run up a little bit. And IONQ is up some and not looking too bad. It does look like it wants to curl up. Let me just look at that. RGTI. It doesn't look too bad right there. Like I said, a little pullback up a little bit. Had been running up. Our IONQ looks better at the second. Our cat right here just kind of hanging out. As a matter of fact, not looking bad there, curling up. And then, of course, our favorite right here, good old Z Space. And we'll have to see. Oh, this one had its anniversary the other day. We didn't celebrate it because it started December 5th right there. And then it ran up to $32, and now it's at 53 cents. And I've been watching this thing for a year, guys. I don't know why, but call me crazy, but it ended up on my quantum and computer hardware list. And I just look at it every single day. It ran up a little bit there today. Check it out, but we'll see if it ever gets set up and wants to actually get moving. So there you go with your ZSPC. And that is your computer hardware and quantum one. So let's keep on cruising right through our list and see what UNH is up to right here. It was pulling back today. And honestly, I think you wait for it to pull back a little bit. I think you get it lower in like the 314 area. And then it gets set up, guys. And I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty good runner right there. So something's going on with healthcare. It's just setting up. Oscar's not looking bad to get set up as well. So keep an eye on that one. And we'll be watching these healthcare ones. And yeah, I think UNH and Oscar get ready to rock and roll relatively soon. Not just yet, but maybe in the new year, maybe at the end of the year, but they're not looking bad. How about this ABTC? I seen somebody calling this thing out saying that the CEO is a liar or something. Maybe it says it over here. I don't know. Today, presidential son blames points to profit taking. Yeah, sure. Who's taking the profits? Them? Let's see. Anyway, somebody was mentioning this thing. Oh, this is probably great. American, one of the worst performers of last week. It's been a bad performer for a while. Let's see. While presidential son and co-founder Eric Trump pointed to profit taking as having dragged down its share price. Our pre-merger private placement shares unlocked. These early investors are freely available to cash in on their profits for the first time, and blah, 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 blah. And there you go. So, yeah, I would say, you know what I say about this thing. That's why we're waiting for this thing till the absolute last minute, because this is what happens with these kind of companies. You imagine buying this in the 4s and now you're in the 2s. And so that's why we were just keeping an eye on this thing. But there you go, an American Bitcoin Corp. And that is a Trump company right there. Pew right here looks a little bit better than ABTC, I must say. At least that one's trying to crawl back up. So there you go. And what's up, Laptop Track? Travel, Luis Rodriguez. Who else is here? Deleted right there. How are you, Deleted? We did look at CETX. We'll look at that. And you okay again for you? No problem. Pew right there. Not looking bad on its curl up. So definitely keep an eye on that bad boy. And let's see. It looks like the Eagles game is going to start relatively soon, I think. So I'll keep you posted on the Eagles versus the Chargers Monday Night Football. So I'll let you know about that. Here's our pew, and let's see what NCPL is up to right here. And that one, another Trump company right here. Net Capital appoints Rich Wheelis as CEO, former CEO of Martin K moves to advisor role. So there you go. And glad that you're tuning in there, Deleted. And of course, always a blessed day. You guys know that every day is a great day, whether the market's up, down, you're up or down the market. We're alive, breathing, moving around. And like I always say, it can always be worse. I mean, you guys know my story. So we're cruising right along. And like I said, the video right here is going to be looking really good tomorrow. I can't wait to see my account because I've been telling you guys, I've been buying options on this thing. It's been looking great. The other one I did like was Microsoft. Remember I said that? It was in the night note. It did pop up pretty good today, but NVIDIA is going to take the cake, I think, right there. And I'll tell you what else, AMD right here. I have AMDL calls. I told you guys that. And that's up over almost like 6-7% today. Holy cow. So that's about to get cruising, guys. So AMD, you're probably not even late to the party, even though it bumped up on in the after hours there to 225. I dig the options are a little expensive. I'll take a look at them real quick. Let's just see. You have your expirations 12/12. You can go out. We can even go like the 19th. That'll go next week. Go to like 2-3 weeks away just so it can have time to get running. Maybe I'd even go like this in the January or something. I never like to go like right after a holiday, so I would definitely go like January 9th. Sounds a lot better to me, to be honest with you. It's already at 225, so you're already looking at the 230s. That today would have been great to have them 225 calls because now you'd probably be in the money as they're moving up there. But even the 230s right there, like I said, they're not going to be cheap. It's going to be an expensive guy. But the spread's not real big, but it is expensive as hell. So you guys can take a look at AMD right there. There's your options. But yeah, Trump said Monday, the U.S. will allow AMD to ship AI chips to approved customers in China under a policy requiring a 25% payment, with Commerce finalizing details. So NVIDIA and AMD, both of them, I've been saying we're going to get cruising. AMD was the one that your daughter's been talking about. Daughter's reminding me every single day, Laptop Travel. I said she was on to something. She definitely is a great stock picker. I'll tell you that, guys. You imagine being 9 years old like Laptop Travel's daughter. It must be in her blood because of Laptop Travel, to be honest with you, because I would say that she is really good at I mean, every call she's at has been pretty beautiful, and AMD is about to follow suit there. So keep that AMD on your list right there. It is definitely getting set up. Obviously, NVIDIA, we love that one for tomorrow going in. But anyway, let's keep on cruising through our list and see what's going on with these other ones right here. And we'll take a look. Did we even look at PSQH? I know Net Capital is dipping. PSQH dipping down a little bit as well. And there's that Net Capital. That's down 21%. So holy cow, the Trump companies are getting trumped right now. They're getting hammered and they're all dipping down. BM&R setting up, looking pretty good, guys. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think that crypto is not looking bad. AMD or targets 400. Let me look. Where is it? At 220. Wow. I mean, it could happen. I would get through that 259, which I'm sure it will. And that's why I'm telling you guys, that's why I was looking at the option chains going out a little further, because I believe this is going to get cruising and possibly run for the next few weeks. You obviously can run up and have some pullback, but you could continue to run if you time it right. It's just an expensive one to get. You can also look at the AMDL, and like I said, I do have calls on that. They weren't that expensive, to be honest with you, as you can see, and it is a 2-timer, so it does pay 2 times, and I do have a few of these guys going into tomorrow. Maybe I pick up some more AMDLs and just add to that position, because like I said, the AMDs are expensive. I had looked at it. I was like, whoa, they're pricey, but what are you going to do? They're going to pay too. So it is what it is. But I already had a bunch of Nvidia, so I'm up. I'm doing good. Trust me, I'm fine. I'm happy with Nvidia. It looks so good to me that I just couldn't turn it down right there. But anyway, let's keep on cruising because BMNR looking good. Ethereum's not looking bad today. And SBET right here, not looking too bad as it's cruising up a little bit finally. And there you go, trying to curl up. So, like I said, these are going back into a bullish trend, and they got knocked down on the 20 the last time, as you can see. Now they're through to 20. So you got that good support under there. That's what you're looking for. And that is a bottom. So that's your reversal right there. And now we can get back bullish. That's what crypto looks like. These treasuries look the same way. And everything, when they start setting up the same way like that, you know it's going to happen. UPXI, that's the Solana one. And again, Solana just getting beat down a little bit more than the others for whatever reason. Not sure what's going on, but that is what's happening with UPXI at the moment. And let's look at that ORBS real quick. It was down, jumping around, not doing a whole lot. Looks like it was up in the after hours. So there you go with just ORBS and FG Nexus right here. And this thing's still kind of cruising along in that channel. It was down on Friday, but now curling back up, looking pretty decent right there. So keep your eyes on that. And Galaxy was trying to bounce back up. It was running up. What was it? At the end of the day, I remember me and Ben were talking about, it was looking great going into the end of the day, and I'll show you the reason why. Look at it bouncing off that trend line, looking pretty good right there, trying to curl up. I think Galaxy gets cruising tomorrow, guys. Keep an eye on this thing. I think Galaxy could be a runner right there tomorrow. So definitely be keeping an eye on that one. It has that look. It's curling up, looking good right there. Grabbed my attention today, and it is looking pretty nice. Yeah, your laptop watch list had 62 stock tickers, and screaming at us tonight. And he filtered them down. I'll go through them all. You guys can see it almost took up every single line, and I'll run through them real quick like we have been. And you guys get your pen and paper ready. You guys can take your notes, and we'll go through. There's probably a bunch of them. I actually didn't go through any of them. As a matter of fact, I was just writing them all down there. And but that is a nice bullish indicator, laptop travel, when we start seeing tons of these things set up and these getting moving like this, and then you got Nvidia rolling AMD like they are. A lot of them are going to follow suit, and I have a feeling we're going to get cruising here into the end of the year, into the January, and just keep on cruising. And I think we're going to keep the momentum. And whether the market's going up or down at this point, guys, I think we're all pretty comfortable, especially the people in the Discord. We're trading that thing up, down, sideways, backwards, backflips. It doesn't even matter. And we're just nailing it every single day, finding the picks that are going to work for that day. Also the puts that are, or not, yeah, the puts, getting puts and calls the right way. You got your Nvidia calls and AMD and other things like Kodak, and holy cow, Bull. We're killing it in there, guys. It's crazy. So like I keep telling you, is if you're not in, look at it for Christmas. I'm sure we're going to have a really good Christmas deal, and I don't know what it's going to be. I have no idea, but I would definitely look forward to it for a Christmas gift for yourself, because I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy in 2026. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to make a lot of money. I know Joseph Levy, a few other people have done really, really well already. Joseph Levy had no idea how to even look at an option, and the guy's like almost amazing at it already. So obviously anybody can learn it pretty quick, and you guys can just catch on. It does take a little longer for others, than, trust me, it took me a while. So he definitely figured it out way faster than me. But the main trick is to really just get one, and once you buy one and you see how it works and operates, that's how you learn how they work. And then, like I tell you, you buy the small ones. You're not buying AMD for your first one, trust me. I mean, you'll probably get lucky, but you don't want to be messing around like that. Like I told you guys, I tell you, space, and I told you a couple of what is it, MWP or something. It's like a medical company, MPW. This is it, medical property. This was the very first one I ever bought. I'm not going to lie. This was it. And then I bought Space, and I think I bought one other one. They were the first three I bought. But yeah, look how cheap it is. It definitely has options. I know that because I definitely traded them. So there's your option chain. And look how cheap it is, guys. It's pretty cheap right there. So that's what you want to start out with and figure it out. And obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out like Joseph Levy did. And now he's like an options guy and doing pretty well with them. He's reading the Qs and everything else, charts and everything. thing. I mean, and I know a lot of people in there are doing really well. So it is a lot of fun. I wasn't on in the morning. I was on in the afternoon. My little guy had off what's it called? Immaculate Conception today, is it called? I'm not Catholic, guys. I have no idea. My kids go to private school, but I have no idea about religion. But I think that's what it was called. They were off today. So anyway, I was hanging with Dougie this morning. So that's the only reason why I wasn't on at 9:15 or whatever in the Discord. But anyway, here we go. Let's cruise right through and see what else is going on here. So I was talking about that one. My first option, yeah, it was MPW. And then, like I said, Space was the other one. It's still in my account because I bought it for a year out. I bought MPW, I remember. I bought that one for a month out, and then I bought Space for a year out. And Space might work out here, guys. I think it has to get to like $6. Remember, we went through and looked at it last October because it was right around here. Yeah, it was in $6 lane, and it has to get there in the next, I think, January. So I still have until January. I don't remember what the date is, but it's pretty fascinating. Can you imagine if this thing actually gets up there? Yeah, it looks really good. Remember, we've been saying this thing looks good. If this thing gets over that 475 area in the next few days, it could possibly get up there. That would be pretty amazing. So that would be funny if I end up. So I've been looking at the stupid thing for a year. It's been down, and that would be amazing if it actually. I don't know though, because I know the time decay. I have to look at it tomorrow. And again, it was like a couple bucks. It wasn't much. So I was literally trying to figure out how options worked. And I said to myself, well, I don't want to buy them a year out because this thing was worthless. And so, yeah, that I learned real quick, unless you're like probably buying Google or like a NVIDIA for a year out when it was popping the very first time back here when it just went nuts for the entire year right there. So in like 2024. But anyway, there you go with that. And let's keep on cruising right through because ASTS right here wasn't too bad after that big run up. And then let's take a look at our buddy Kodak because this thing is cruising along. It looks great, guys. Look at it in the top. It looks like it wants to blast off and pop even higher tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if it's over $10 tomorrow, to be completely honest with you. It looks really good popping off right there. It has room to go, and 10's right there, guys. I mean, that's an easy candle for it. You can see, and there's all kinds of huge buys taking place. So there you go. And Kodak, we've been talking about. Ben has it all broken down. Trust me, he's way into it and has a huge position. I have a bunch of it as well. I had been buying it for a little while there. Remember, I was saying Kodak was starting to look good there. So I started buying it like back here. So I got some that's way up. And then I just bought some more. And yeah, I have, I think, the January $10 calls, I believe they are. So there you go with good old Kodak. And let me see what else is going on here. UMAC right here. That was up today and not looking too bad as well. So take a look at UMAC, UMAC, Unusual Machines. And Nuclear right here was down and a little bit of pullback. So we'll see if Nuclear is going to just pull back to get set back up again. And then our IMRX right here, guys, I'm telling you, this is going to get set right back up there, Ross. And it's going to start running. It's probably going to bottom here, I bet. I don't think you're going to level down. We'll pay attention to it for the next few days to see if it will. But it does look pretty good for IMRX. And we'll keep an eye on that. What the heck is on my TV right here? I don't even know what the heck that was. Hold on, I gotta put this game on. There was like something crazy. I don't even know what the heck that even was. There was like these little cartoons playing. What the heck does Hulu have? Like a cartoon football game or something with the game? I don't even know what the heck that was. I might have to go back to that and see what was that? I don't even know. I thought I put the game on and I looked over. It was like some cartoon of these people, the game playing. I'm not sure. Anyone know what the heck I'm even talking? I have to go back and see what the heck was that. Monsters Fun Day Football, it was called. Holy shit. How the heck did I put that on? That's what I just had on. I just looked over and Monsters Fun Day Football. Do they do that all the time? I have no idea. It's like a kids thing, I guess. I looked over and there's like these like characters running around playing football. It looked like it was the Eagles and Chargers. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what is that? Anyway, caught me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm pretty sure the game's on. I just had like cartoon characters on my TV, on my stream right there. So let me tell you what the game's even doing. I'd have to go and look. Oh yeah, it's coming on here. I think they're at a commercial or something. But yeah, I'm over here watching Monsters football, guys. Not that I was really watching it, but that's what I had on. And it's 7-0 the Chargers. It looks like they had the ball with like 8 minutes left in the first quarter. So there you go. With the football game, Chargers 7, Eagles nothing. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. Since I'm watching Monsters football day, here you go. There's the game. Holy cow. I'm telling you, I just looked there. Guys, if you have Hulu, go on there and check that out. That was crazy. Hold on. What the heck was it called? Monsters? What? Monsters Fun Day Football. I got to put it back on real quick. What the heck was even going on? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's the Chargers and the Eagles. He just threw it to a monster. I'm telling you, it's like a cartoon of the Eagles and Chargers playing Monsters Fun Day Football. It's definitely like some kids program that the I guess Hulu does. I don't know who produces it, but I don't even know how it got. I swore I put the game on, and next thing I know, there's monsters playing football. So that, I guess, if you have kids, that's a pretty cool thing. I guess, to get them into football. I have no idea, where did that even come from. I've never seen that or heard of it before. But anyway, that exists, guys. Somebody's producing that right now as we speak. Anyway, IMRX, that's looking pretty good to, like I said, the base out, I think. And this Knicks right here, I think, is getting set back up. Remember, stock authority like this? I'd keep an eye on that thing. That thing looks like it's setting up, guys. It might get cruising right there. I have a feeling that thing could get running. So might want to keep an eye. Remember, we said we'd watch it to the bottom. Well, I had that big spike up the other day, and I think you're about to get really spiking up here. So definitely keep an eye on that. And LITM right here is another one. And he Stock Authority had mentioned, and that one's looking pretty good. So there you go with LITM and Knicks. We watched these things come down, and now we're watching them go up. So catch them on the ride up, guys. They're definitely moving right there. And how about that IVF? It's just dipping down. We could probably give up on this thing. I mean, it did recently split. I don't know if we can give up on it right here, though, can we? It actually looks like it's about to finally make a move. So maybe this might catch one of them big pops too. How these reverse splits have been running like crazy. I'd say maybe we should keep an eye on IVF for a few more days right here, and then we'll get rid of it. So there you go. I would say that's our game plan with IVF. And Sinez was down again, but I do think you're just getting set up. It looked good Friday. Pulling back, you could come as low as your 250s right there. You're in the 270s, so definitely watch for your dips. And I think this is going to be a really good one. I think this one might be a great one, as a matter of fact, for 2026. I think you could have a good run in Sinez. So definitely be keeping an eye on that. That is getting set up right there for good old Sinez, SNES. So we're familiar with that. The rat, what the heck? I should have thought of it before I tried to say something. I always forget what it's even called. What is it? Birth control, whatever it is. Rodent birth control they have, or something like that. But anyway, Sinez, that's what they do. And the stock chart is setting up right there. How about good old Hertz right here? This thing is trying to get set up. I have a feeling it could get cruising. Isn't there like a huge short position on this thing or something? Let's see. What is the short interest on this bad boy? That's like 18%. It's pretty decent, I would say. It was up here. Holy cow, look at that thing in the 40s. When was that? In like July? But yeah, it's down to like 18%, which is still a pretty big short position right there, I must say. But anyway, that's what it looks like, Hertz. And you got all these cool things too that you can look at on FinViz as well. But yeah, Hertz not looking too bad right there. Look at it, trying to curl up. I would say keep an eye on Hertz. I know Luis Rodriguez was liking it for a little while right there. I think you are getting set back up. And our Chipotle CMG, didn't it run up this morning? I thought, wasn't Chipotle up this morning? Yeah, I thought so. All right, so I wasn't crazy. It was up first thing in the morning right there, and then came down. I wasn't really paying attention to it today, so it did pull back right there, and it does look like it's coming down a little bit. So might have to keep an eye on good old CMG for a little dip opportunity. Maybe you come down to roll off your MACD right there, and you catch a good price action. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So there you go with CMG. And yeah, 7-0 Chargers, 7 minutes left in the first quarter right there. And it looks like the Eagles have the ball at about the 50-yard line, handoff, and he's to the 40-yard line now. So there you go. That's a good first down, it looked like anyway. And let's keep on cruising right through Chipotle and Eli Lilly. We could have shorted this thing down from the tippy top, guys. Look at this, and it looks like it's still coming down some more. So keep an eye on Eli Lilly if you like putting things down, because that one we definitely said we figured out the name as it was going up, and then picked out the top, and now it's coming down, and we should have definitely been putting puts on that thing, huh? Because they would have been paying out. I mean, it's been going down like $12 a day, over 1% a day, just cruising on down there. So there you go for Eli Lilly. It was cruising along right up there, and there you are with your Cracker Barrel taking a dip. Remember, I said I would not mess with this thing before earnings. Here comes your earnings play tomorrow, guys. And bouncing down again. I just would not mess with that thing before earnings. What was Lewis? Someone drew a chalk outline around CBRL. What I say, if it gets under 25 tomorrow, I've been telling you guys this. You guys think I'm crazy. I know the company's strong and all, but companies are as only as strong as the stock chart tells you. This thing starts dipping below this blue line under there, and it really comes crashing down tomorrow, this company's in major trouble. I'm telling you, they better fire that CEO immediately and just change the whole entire company around. I should hire. I'll run in there and change it around for them. I know the restaurant industry really well. As a matter of fact, I have a culinary degree, so I could say I definitely know it. So anyway, I was a chef for the NFL, but yeah, I could. I know exactly what you would need to do to turn Cracker Barrel around real quick. So that's what they need to do. But the first thing they'd have to do is get rid of that CEO. As long as they have her around, I don't think people are going to trust the company and want to go to it. So I think it's tainted with her being in charge as the CEO after she destroyed it with her wokeness idea. It was the most retarded thing I ever seen in my life. I mean, there's been a few moronic ideas from CEOs like Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light or whatever that person's name is. I think it's something like that. But anyway, that was a really bad decision, and that cost the company a whole shit ton of money, I say. So yeah, people make really dumb decisions with this stuff, and then it costs them like the company that have been around forever. And yeah, you can rebound, but again, you got to kind of distance yourself from all that and really change it and do it kind of quick now. So Cracker Barrel getting into that spot there, Laptop Travel, they're in trouble. I'm telling you, that earnings is not going to be looking good, not according to the chart anyway. So we'll be checking that out tomorrow. You know that. I don't know if they report before or after the market, but we'll be watching for CBRL right there. And how about your Lulu dipping pretty good today? It was running up, maybe a healthy little pullback there. I'm not exactly sure. They do have their earnings coming up as well, and that's Thursday. So we'll be keeping an eye on Lulu, and I don't know how well they're doing right now either. So apparently there's some other company that's like really big taking a lot of their profit share. I forget what the Aloe was it called. I forget what they said it was. I think Ben had mentioned it earlier. Somebody, yeah, I'm pretty sure Ben did. He has kids as well. So yeah, I think it was called like I forget what the heck it was. But anyway, apparently they're taking some profit share there. Looks like the Eagles are lining up to kick a field goal right here, and it looks like it's good. So it's going to be 7-3 with 3 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first quarter, and it is 7-3. The Chargers are up. So here we go with our we'll keep charging along right here. So that's Lulu. And let's look at Boyle right here. That was way down. And that is your natural gas. I'm not sure, but it ran up pretty big on Friday and then took a huge dip today. And Gush was down a little bit. That's your oil and gas. So yeah, your natural gas and oil and gas both down today. Here's your plug. It was just kind of plugging along, not doing a whole lot right here, kind of hanging out. Not looking bad either. It could get set up, so we'll be keeping an eye on plug. And Quantum Scape, that was just kind of hanging out under the 20 as well right there, as you can see. So we'll see if that can get set up. It's trying to curl up. It could have a few days to get set up, but that could be a decent one right there. And Luis Rodriguez said he purchased a Lulu gift card for his niece. There you go. There you go. Get that price cranking, Luis Rodriguez. Was it like in the tune of like 6 figures for that gift card to really get the company like moving or something? Or we're not gonna. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so there you go, Lulu. I know that people do like the products, that's for sure. But apparently, there's another company that's trying to take some profit share, and they're doing a pretty good job. Anyway, there you go. with your Lulu talk. Not that I know much about it, but there you go. That's what I've heard. And here you go, a QuantumScape hanging out below the 20. Could get set up. Your rocket companies here, Zach, still pulling back a little bit. Maybe you are going to come back down towards that 20 to roll off. Like I was saying, it looks like you're going to get based out, but that could be your bottom right there. Maybe one more day, and then you start getting rolled back up down here. So I don't think you cross through to 20, but you are getting a little bit of pullback right there. And Licho said to watch the quantum companies. I agree. So I will be keeping my eye on them. Thank you, Licho. Something we'll be keeping our eye on them. That's for sure. Especially if you say that, we will definitely do that. And hardware, Home Depot hardware. I don't know what I was talking about. How did I get hardware from Home Depot? I have no idea. Guess I was thinking about the hardware department. I don't even know. I don't even know how that just came out. Hardware. Anyway, so we'll call Home Depot the hardware company. How about that? No problem there, Zach. And let's see here. Here we go at Home Depot. That is HD. And a little bit of pullback again today. And this one ran up, pulling back. I think you could see a little more. It almost looks like it wants to reverse there, but I can't guarantee it tomorrow. And again, you're going into this rate cut, so it's going to be interesting. It does look like it wants to roll off right there. Lowe's has been looking better, I must say. It was pulling back as well, but your 20 and 50 are meeting up. It looks pretty strong right there. It looks like a little bit of healthy pullback for Lowe's. So yeah, look at that 20 and 50. I don't think it's crossing through the MACD, especially with your rate cut coming up. So we'll keep an eye on Home Depot and Lowe's right there. And then our LDI right now is looking pretty good into that rate cut. Check that out tomorrow. That's looking pretty decent right there. You can take a look at LDI going in. And that house had been running up. It's still way up there in the top and looks like it could try to crawl up. I don't know. This thing is getting into a spot where you got to be careful with it. I'm not so sure if I probably like LDI a little better than that one right now. And KVUE is the Tylenol maker dipping down a little bit as well. And it does look like it's pulling back right there. Wow, look at that thing hitting the 20. Let's see if this thing really comes down. It has the 50 right there at 1609. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. That could pull back there. It looks like it could. And Rocket Lab looking really good today. And we've been talking about this thing wanting to rocket off. And it does look like it's going to rocket off. I've had it on the night note a bunch of times. And it is looking good there. So I'll turn up the mic a little bit. And there you are. So there's Rocket Lab. And there you are for it to be cruising along. Looks good in the after hours as well. And we've been talking about that one. So there you are with that. And Fig right here, Luis Rodriguez and Michael Anthony. Your Fig was running up and a little bit of pullback here. We'll see how much pullback good old Fig Newton has. And we're Figment right there, our purple dinosaur. And KRMN is Carmen. And let's see what Carmen Holdings is doing. It was running up, had a little bit of pullback, but this looks like it's getting set up. It's an aerospace and defense. Speaking of which, I think Lockheed Martin's on here. It was blasting off today, and it was looking really good right there. So there you go with LMT. Wow, yeah, that looks really good, guys. You might want to play that tomorrow as well. Check that out for a old for the good old momentum play there for Lockheed Martin. So I told my buddy on Saturday night it was looking good. He's a real big dude at Lockheed Martin. He's crazy high up at Lockheed. So it was at my friend's giving that I grew up with, one of my buddies. This dude's always been a genius. And he's quite the genius. I'm not gonna lie. He was like really good at chess. He used to win like all the chess stuff when we were young kids. We were like, what are you in chess for? But here he was pretty damn smart, I must say. So yeah, he was like really high up at Lockheed Martin. And so anyway, that is looking good. And there you go. That thing is cruising right along right there, LMT. So keep an eye on that for tomorrow. That's for sure. And like I said, we were looking at that Carmen. Let's just look at the BTGT real quick. Whoops, let me go back to it since I just clicked off of it. And it's just kind of hanging out here. Here's your gold. Honestly, I think gold, and we're going to go through that real quick right now. Gold looks like it's going to be pulling back. I'm not going to lie. So let's go look at that because obviously all your crypto ones are just setting up right here. They still have some time. Solana ones, again, look like they're just setting up right there. And Solana's been getting beat down, hasn't looked the best. So these guys right here are just kind of cruising along, been down and just getting ready, I guess. So we'll have to see what's up with them. And let's see, J-Nug right here, pulling back big. Here's your gold miners and also your Nug also pulling back pretty big. So keep an eye on that. They do look like they wanted to pull back right there. JDXG, another one pulling back right there as well. And also silver a little bit. I don't know if silver is going to pull back as hard as gold, but look at this J Dust right here. I put them on here. This thing looks exceptionally good at the moment. JDST, and that is the bear 2 times. So you can keep an eye on that. And then your DST right here is your gold miners bear. And that thing looks pretty good right now, trying to crawl through. So I don't know how long they want to last for, but going into tomorrow, I would say that your dust and your what is the J Dust one are looking pretty good right there. JDST and DUST. So I would say keep an eye on them tomorrow, and that's the opposite of gold, the gold miners. So watch that tomorrow. That did kind of jump out to me earlier. I was looking at it. And let's go ahead and look at the rest of these guys right here. And CRML is what I was trying to type in for critical metals. And it was just kind of bouncing around, I guess, but it was down definitely there. Let me see. Yeah, it looked like it didn't. Yeah, it went up in the after hours again. I thought so. It was bouncing around, like I said, but it did go back up a little bit in the after hours there. Critical metals, not looking terrible, just a little pullback day, that's for sure. And Circle right here was pulling back as well today. And another one not looking really bad, but just a little pullback day. This C1 looking a little good, guys. I'm telling you, that buyout could be coming up. If not, me and Ben were talking about it. It'll either come back to this price for the 19 right there, or back down. No, it'll come back down to that 19, or it'll be back down into the 16s if they don't get a buyout soon. So that's what we're banking on C1, but it does look pretty good right there. It's holding itself up. It looks like it wants to roll off that MACD to me, and I do have some options on that bad boy as well. Let's take a look and see what else is going on with Rich Tech Robotics. Just down a little bit, has a little resistance over, could pull back a little bit. We'll watch for a good price action, and that serve could try to jump up a little. Watch that one tomorrow. I'll have to keep an eye on serve. Let me just watch that tomorrow. SERV, not looking bad. It looks a little better than Rich Tech just for today anyway. And CELH, this was running up today, and there you go, over 5%, looking really good there. I know that one had been setting up, so keep an eye on CELH right there. It is looking pretty decent to continue its way up, as you can see. So I know we were watching that one. And let's see, good old Beauty Elf, or Elf Beauty, Beauty Elf. Elf Beauty right here, taking a nice dip today, so we'll see what's up with that one. How about Ulta right there taking a nice dip as well? It was running up a little bit, but that had run up for its earnings, and that one could be coming down as well. We'll have to see how they look going in for the holiday season. So keep an eye on for Elf and Ulta right there and see what the beauty companies are doing. And your Copen right here, Laptop Travel, not looking too bad, curl through, and looks like it could try to curl up a little bit more. VWAV, not looking too bad. It did pull back today, but again, hold on, let me just blow that up a little bit. Look at that thing. It looks like it could try to get curled up. That could be a little healthy pullback right there for that VWAV. I know we had looked at it the last few days. Vision wave, it would run up, little pullback, but again, look at this thing. You could get a curl up on that, so keep your eye on that one. And let's see a couple other ones that were grabbing my attention. KXIN, reverse split city right here, and it is getting set up to cross through. That's that China truck and auto dealership, and they did have the reverse split. Keep an eye on it. Reverse splits have been running afterwards, so definitely keep an eye on that. How about Trade Desk TTD pulling back a little bit and trying to get in a good position right here? So we'll be keeping an eye on TTD. I'll let you guys know if the good old Trade Desk looks a little better. I'll watch that one for the next week or two. I'll keep it on the list. Snapchat looking pretty good right here to try to run up a little higher, so Keep your eye on Snap, SNAP, right there. If you don't know how to spell Snap, that's how you spell it, SNAP. And Iron, IREN. This one looks really good. I actually meant to buy options today, and I completely forgot. I wrote it down and totally forgot. So I hope it doesn't run up too much tomorrow, because I'm pretty sure I'm getting options on this one right here. It looks really good. I know a lot of people talk about it, but look at that setup, guys. So you might want to keep an eye on Iron right there. I do like that one. I'm going to make myself another note right here. So I do remember, not that I didn't make a note. I'm telling you, I'm like, you guys know I'm not the most wittiest with it. With my brain injury, I do write things down and I still forget to do it. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I meant to buy options on this one. So I'm just giving you a heads up. I didn't get any, but I was looking at them and I was going to buy them and I totally forgot to do it. So maybe tomorrow it pulls back, I'll get a good opportunity if it doesn't blast off. So there you go. And that's what I'll be looking at there. And I tell you guys anyway, so there you are. And Iron right here. So yeah, IREN looking pretty decent, I must say. That setup looks really good to me. CHR penny stock looking really good right here, guys. This thing, Cheer Holdings, another China one, and that thing looks like it could be cruising. So keep an eye on the CHR. That thing looks pretty nice, I must say. And let's see what that. Oh, we already looked at Paramount. We were talking about it at the beginning of the show. And if you're just tuning in here, we had talked about, I'll go over it again real quick, but some crazy stuff going on here. So Netflix offered to buy Warner Brothers the other day, right? So then Paramount comes in today, launches a board approved, fully financed $30 a share, all cash hostile tender offer for Warner Brothers Discovery, topping Netflix's $72 billion bid, as Warner Brothers Discovery confirms the receipt and plans a 14D9 response, which I have no idea what that is. It's some kind of stock response, I'm sure, that you have to do with the SEC, and declares a 5-cent quarterly cash dividend payable January 2nd. So I'm not sure what the hell they're talking about with that either. But anyway, how crazy is that, guys? So there you go. So Paramount right here, they also want Warner Brothers. So Netflix and Paramount, they're fighting over Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is the hot chick right there. Paramount and Netflix duking it out. We'll see what happens. This is getting interesting. So the entertainment industry is going to be real fascinating tomorrow. So we're definitely keeping all eyes on Netflix and Paramount and Warner Brothers right here. And Warner Brothers went up and was just kind of hanging out there the other day with after that news, and now look, it was just kind of, now it just spiked up some more, because now they're getting pumped up even higher. They're bidding up the price. So it's like when your house gets bid up, if you're trying to sell it, all of a sudden you were here and then somebody bids it up, and then somebody else comes and bids it up, and now you got a price war going on, and you may end up all the way up here now at like $30, even higher. Well, it's already at 30 because they said $30 a share. I meant to say 35. You're going to end up here. You may end up at like $35 a share. Who the hell knows? And what Netflix is going to say. So this is fascinating. And then Trump even said something about it too, that he was looking into it, I think. So, yeah, pretty crazy stuff right here. And Rosenblatt and Pivotal Research, they downgraded Netflix and cut the price targets to 105. And but they're only in 96 right now, so I guess that would be an increase. I don't know what the price targets were before. But Netflix, holy cow, look at that. That's a soap opera right now going on in the entertainment industry, where you always see soap operas. So there you go. We'll be keeping an eye on that one. And LMT, like we said, Lockheed Martin, looking really good right there. And check out this Globe Life. I don't know what it is, an insurance company right there, and it's looking pretty good. So I would be keeping an eye on this GL right there. Good luck, because Globe Life looks like it's going to run up there. It does look really nice. And what's that other one? Lemonade or something's another insurance company, LMND. Lemonade, that's way up there, and that's getting set up to run up a little bit higher. So that Lemonade looks pretty good right there. And there you go. That's most of our list, I must say. We'll go through our Jolie's jumpers or Jolie's jams, and then our laptop travel list. So you guys, if you didn't have a piece of paper and a pen out, you'll definitely want to get them out, because there's a lot of laptop travel ones, and I'm sure a lot of them are set up and looking pretty good right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on them, seeing what's going on. So here we go. Let's go and look at it. And yeah, we already did our rate decision. We went through our news already and everything else. So let's get cruising right here. It's 7-3 second quarter still, and or second quarter still 7-3. Chargers are over the Eagles in our Monday night football game, and let's see what's going on with our Joe Lee's jams right here. So your RYM, good old rhythm, just hanging out, trying to get into that rhythm to get past the 20, and then it can get moving. And Blink right here, if I type it in correctly, there you go. It was dipping down pretty hard. I did see that. It was dipping down Friday, and it came down even harder. So Blink looks like it is pulling back a little bit, and that Sezzle looking pretty decent, running up in the after hours. There you go, it's Sezzle. Take a look at that one, looking great, and we know that bad boy can run pretty damn big. So I think that's another one I need to be watching tomorrow for the options on Sezzle, because that one's looking really good right there, I must say. Sezzl. And let's see what else is going on over here with good old Sterling, because Sterling Infrastructure is just hanging out. Generally likes to bounce. Look at this setup happening, guys. So I would say Sterling's about to get cruising. That thing's getting set up to run as well. I'm going to have to keep Sterling on my list for tomorrow, too, because that one we know can get popping real quick. Sezzle was just added to the small cap 600. Wow, look at that. Congratulations, Sezzle. And now get sizzling right there. So there you go, Sezzl. And let's see what Rivian. I seen a really cool Rivian yesterday, actually. Yesterday it was. And so yeah, Rivian pulling back. It had been running up there, and now it is pulling back. Morgan Stanley downgraded Rivian to underweight from equal weight with an unchanged $12 price target, citing a prolonged EV industry downturn through 2026. There you go with Rivian. So Rivian getting downgraded a little bit and pulling back some at the moment. And let's see what our good old Symbotic is up to, because that's not looking too bad on this bottom area too. So let's see if this can get set back up and start running. This one can run up pretty well, as in addition to Sezzle right there. So Symbotic and Sezzl both can run pretty well right there. What's this say? They disclosed an SEC filing that it completed a $42 million stock offering and selling 8 million shares. So there you go. Is that today? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I have no idea. I didn't even see that at all. It says it happened at 5:02. I don't see any news down here. Could have happened right there. We'll have to see what's up with Symbotic then, huh? We'll look at that one tomorrow. Check that guy's Symbotic if it had an SEC filing. A $425 million stock offering today. I'm not sure about that. I didn't see it, but that's at a 5:02. So there you go. It's Symbotic right there. And there's your Jolie's Jams, and we'll roll right on through our laptop travel list. Like I said, I'm just going to run right through them pretty quickly. So get your paper and pen ready and just jot down the ones that you like. A lot of great setups right here. I'm sure I did not look at them all, or any of them, as a matter of fact. But when you see this many of them setting up, you know the market's usually getting ready to run. So I'm sure a lot of these are looking good to set up. So you can probably make a list of like ones that are about to run, ones that are setting up, and then ones that are like a week or two away, so, or 3 weeks away. So if you want to make like or two lists and or two rows, and ones that are about to run, ones that are setting up to run, and then you can just go from there. So here we go. Give you plenty of time to have your paper and pen ready. ATRG, let's get cruising. What is that one? Is that an I? That's an I think. AIRG, definitely air gain. And let's see, that one is curling up right there, and that's not looking too bad. Look at that thing. That looks like it's about to have a hard curl up. That is a hard curl up. It'll really get running right there. ASTC is Astrotech, and that is running up over 7% today and looks pretty good to continue its way up tomorrow. BMRA right here is Biomerica, and this thing, wow, that looks really good right there. I might have to make a dot next to Biomerica. I like that look. That's a good one right there. And we definitely know BTCT is BTC Digital right here. And this one, when crypto gets fired up, you know this one's going to, and it's starting to look pretty good right there, along with the other crypto leaning stocks and things of that nature. So Crypto looking pretty good to get into that bullish trend. And CCM, Concord Medical Services, running up the last 2 trading days right there, looking pretty good to continue its way up. CHNRs at China Natural Resources, that spiked up there today and not looking bad. We'll have to look at it tomorrow, but not looking bad there. And COCP is Co-Crystal Pharma. And this thing, let's see what it's up to. Recently had earnings down there, started running after the earnings in that channel. Interesting look right there. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow, but it's probably going to stay in the channel, I'd have to assume. CYCN right here is in that channel as well. And you can see these ones are just bouncing around in the channel. That's why I'm saying you're going to get set up and get moving. And Fuse right now, Fuse Machines. Oh, look at that bad boy. I do remember looking at this. It did have a big old dip. We looked at it not too long ago, I guess a couple weeks ago. And that is looking a little bit better right there with your 20 getting intersected with it. So there you go, FUSE. Fuse, we have to watch Fuse right there, see if that can get fused together and then get running right there. Giga Media, GIGM right now, and that thing has some good spike ups. What does that even run around to? Look at that. Opened that 150, got up to 155, and it's right at 155 now. It just looks pretty good at that 155 area. Looks like it could continue its way up. And GLMD is Galmid Pharmaceuticals, and that looks like it could be popping. I'm going to mark that one down for tomorrow. Keep an eye on that one right there. And what about GMHS? Is that the Game House? I thought so. And that is Game House right there. We've looked at it's an electronic gaming, a multimedia one, and it's curling up, looking pretty good. Gets over this, what is it, 110. It's at 109. It could get back up to that 120 right there. So there you go. What GMHS? Game House. And then what is a GTIM, I think. Oh, let me type it in correctly. Good Times Restaurants. Let's see what the Good Times is up to. It looks like they are about to have some good times in this restaurant. As a matter of fact, GTIM right there. He's got a GTIM going. So there you go. That is looking pretty good, I must say. We'll be keeping an eye on GTIM, Good Time Restaurants. GTIM looks good right there. Laptop Travel and GV. We've looked at. Oh, wait, I was going to say that's not GV. GV's Visionary Holdings. That threw me for a loop when CV came up. I was like, wait, did they just change their name? Capso Vision. Look at that thing in the top. That could run as a momentum play tomorrow as well. But we're looking at Visionary Holdings, GV, and that looks pretty good too. And that could continue its momentum as well. So there you go with GV, not looking bad. I think I wrote HGCS maybe, or is that an HCCS? I have no idea what I even wrote there. Laptop Travel, to be completely honest with you. What the heck did I write? HGCS. It can't be that. I'm not sure what the heck I wrote. INDP though. This one, Indaptus Therapeutics. And let's see what that's up to. That one's in that channel running up. I wouldn't be surprised if it got up there to 290s in that 50 area right there. And IPWR, Ideal Power, has a little power to run up to that 20 or 50 area too. So keep an eye on that to the 470s. It's at 417 right now. And that's IPWR and NAOV. That is Nano Vibranix or something. That is curling up good. It was up 7%. Looks like it could have pulled back there in the after hours. I'd have to look at it right here, NAOV. And it did pull back there in the after hours. So we definitely have to take a look at that one. And NCLE, I think that's what it said. I have no idea. NCEL. That's what it is. NCEL, New Cell X. Oh, that looks really good too, Laptop Travel. Look at that thing. That one split back in November, but getting into that channel right there, I'll keep an eye on that one. And OLB right here, you can only keep an eye on. So, I mean, I'll look at this list tomorrow, but I know which ones I'll definitely be keeping an eye on. OLB might be another one that's getting set up and looking real good right there for OLB Group. SBLX is StableX Technologies. And this thing's getting ready to get onto the 20. It's sitting there. It's just in that channel, just hanging out. It may just bounce around, but it's kind of stable at the moment right now. And let me see what SDST is up to right there. Is that Stardust? Stardust Power. Let's see what's happening with good old Stardust Power right here. Oh, that looks really good too. Might have to mark that one down. Looking pretty good with SDST and SST right here. And we're getting to the end of our Laptop Travel list. System 1 was jumping up today. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. It looks like it was running back a little bit in the after hours. I don't know. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow. It did spike up there today. Could be topping out. And TACT, good old Transact Technologies. Well, that has that Pac-Man look. We love that Pac-Man look. It has it really good too for TACT. That could be a good tact right there. And VIVS is Vivo Slim Labs. And look at this thing. It was up 3%. And that thing has that Pac-Man look as well. Not as well as the last one, TACT, but it definitely does. And WETO is WeBus International. That's a good old China one coming out of the basement there. Looks pretty healthy for WETO. So that one could be a good one to keep an eye on. And EXELB right there. Excel Brands jumping up a little today. I'd look at that tomorrow, but that one has that Pac-Man look as well. So you got a couple good Pac-Man looks. This one just looks like it had a little red in it today, so I'd have to look at it in the morning, but not too bad right there. And XXIT, let's see, is that what it was? I think I'm not even sure what the heck that says. XXII probably. Yeah, that's it, because we know 22nd Century Group, and that one looks really good curling up. Tobacco company or something. I knew they had something to do with cannabis before. I don't know what the hell they even do anymore. But YMAT right here is J-Star Holding, and that is trying to bounce up off its lows down here in the 60s or in the 80s. So trying to get into that channel. And there you go, Laptop Travel. There's your list right there. And boom, there you are with your Joe Lee's Jams and your Laptop Travel list. So let's go through our Spy Mag 7 big caps, all them guys, and then I'll see what you guys want to see. It's 7-3 still. It's in the second quarter with 12 minutes left, and it looks like the Eagles had the ball on their own 25-yard line. Little Monday Night Football update right there. So here we go. Our Spy did close down today. Your Q's also closed down today. And we'll have to see. Maybe in the video, we'll try to pull them up tomorrow. As a matter of fact, every time they look like they're going to pull back like that, and they do look like they want to, they bounce right back up. So don't be surprised if they do. I don't know what the IBM I put that in there for. I was supposed to put IWM in, and it closed up, but it didn't look the best either right there for the IWM. So we'll see in the morning how they look. But again, I think even with the NVIDIA and the AMD news and stuff, that could pull up the Qs right there. Our Spy right here, it started up pretty well and then pulled back, ran up, but then started to run in the after hours, as you can see. So they could be turning right back around. Like I said, they had that run down there today. Your 20s rolling up on your Spy, looking pretty good, and a couple of them have some good news going into tomorrow. So there you go with your Spy, your Qs, your IWM. Let's go ahead and look at our Mag 7. Good old Apple pulling back, still hitting the 20. Maybe that's going to be your bottom right there. Amazon, a little pullback too. And it does have that trend line right there, bouncing down off the MACD, as you can see. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So we'll see when that wants to get set up. Maybe a little more healthy pullback. Google pulled back. I'm surprised. It looked like it wanted to get into the top and took an opposite route there. Luis Rodriguez decided to make a right instead of a left, and definitely coming down a little bit. We'll see if it wants to bounce tomorrow, but definitely didn't go the way I thought it would today. But there you go. They don't always do that. Meta right here, they don't always go the way you want them to. Let's put it that way. And Meta right here, just kind of hanging out, was pulling back a little bit. It's in that channel. You could see a little bit of pullback with Meta. And of course, our NVIDIA we've been talking about. It's up over 2% in the after hours. It was up over 1% and like almost 1.7 today. And there you go. Some big news as U.S. Commerce Department set to allow NVIDIA's H200 AI chip exports to approved customers in China under national security conditions. And so there you go, everybody. Good news for NVIDIA, and everybody's celebrating. I was talking about NVIDIA for a little while here that it wanted to run. Tesla pulling back right there. Could see a little more. I mean, it's hitting that 50. Maybe it gets back down to the 20. Obviously, we'll look at it in the morning. AMC looking pretty good there, guys. Could get curled up, could get cruising. GameStop, oh, man, look at that thing. I sold my options, and it's still running up, but it's all good. Again, has earnings tomorrow. I didn't want to keep them going into the earnings. It's all good, but it is running up higher. So if people did keep their GameStop options, they're not upset, that's for sure. Chewy running up pretty good today, and Unity as well. So I'd say keep your eye on Unity and Chewy right there. Both of them looking pretty good as momentum plays going in. There's our Michael Anthony. How are you this evening? And Netflix right here. We've talked about Netflix. You see that stuff about Netflix today, Michael Anthony? Holy cow. How crazy is that? Look at it. It's pulled back, but that's not what the crazy part is. Paramount just offered to buy Warner Brothers tonight if you didn't see the news. So here it is. Paramount launches the hostile $30 share all cash bid for Warner Brothers, challenging Netflix's $82.7 billion acquisition deal. And now it's going to be a cat fight going on in the entertainment industry. So there you go. They're all fighting over Warner Brothers. Who knew that Warner Brothers just wanted to sell, or are they just getting forced out of the business? I have no idea. Was Warner Brothers for sale, or did Netflix just go to them and be like, yo, we're buying you guys. Here, take $82.7 billion. And then all of a sudden, Paramount was like, I didn't know they were for sale. Shit, we'll give you guys $30 all cash per share, even more than Netflix. How about that? And now they're fighting over the hot chick called Warner Brothers right there. So Netflix and good old Paramount having a good time. You saw Netflix news this morning that Netflix lost by Trump mouth, and at Netflix, he did say that he was going to look into that acquisition. I guess he's got to look into it now for Paramount too. So, holy cow, how crazy is that? Excuse me, but anyway, that's your Netflix info, and we discussed that. AVGO was popping up today. Looked pretty good. Looks like it wants to continue up. It's up in the after hours, and same with MU. That looks like it wants to run up some more. So you can keep your eyes on AVGO and MU right there, because both of them look really good, I must say. And how about your TSM? That was looking pretty good this morning too, and running up there. And how about your SMCI was running up a little bit, and that looks like it wants to start cruising. So there you go. We were talking about AMD. That's looking great right there. Michael Anthony and QCOM right here is just kind of hopping around, not too bad. But Snow, that had been coming down, and Snow is still coming down right there. Paramount's building a world-class studio in New Jersey, just like Netflix. There's a lot of competition there. Holy cow, I didn't know Paramount was building one. I knew Netflix was building a huge studio in New Jersey. I don't even know who the hell wants to do business and build businesses in New Jersey. We have like the worst state ever. I don't even understand that, unless, like I said, you're just looking for it because we have 4 seasons and you can but you can replicate that for way cheaper somewhere else, I would assume. But what do I know? Who the hell knows? Anyway, so yeah, Netflix building a big studio in New Jersey. And snow coming down right there. So what do you know? And PayPal dipping back. And like I said, this one should be a good one going into the end of the year. Intel was pulling back again as well. And how about your Dell up today and not looking bad? And Intel, we looked at a little bit ago, it was down. Or IBM, IBM, we looked at, that was up. Intel was down. IBM looking pretty good. We hopped on it earlier, and I was saying IBM looking pretty good right there. That one could get set up, so keep an eye on IBM getting set up. Let me jot that one down for the setups right there, because that is. And then Palantir and Sophie right here. That Palantir just pulling back a little bit. Nothing crazy. Sophie did have the offering, and it's still kind of just hanging out. It has to get cruising back up. Maybe it even pulls back and we get a better price action. Here's your Mara right here. That doesn't look too bad. Right around the 20, trying to get into that channel. The rest of them are like Riot and CleanSpark. They're in their channels right there. CleanSpark hopped up on its earnings, and it's maintaining it right there. So Mara trying to follow suit and get in there as well. And then, of course, you have your MicroStrategy, and that is up, not looking bad right there for MSTR. And what about Robinhood? That was up a little bit. Coinbase was up a little bit as well, and Bull was looking pretty good today. And there you go, up 2.5%, looking pretty decent, cruising along. So there you go with Bull. And how about Space? That was looking really good right there. We were talking about that earlier as well. And Boeing right here, and we've been saying Boeing's been looking good as it got set up. Boeing could continue to cruise up there as a momentum play tomorrow. Keep your eye on that. DJT's been setting up just a little pullback right there. Could pull back a little bit more. And let's see, thanks to highly competitive tax credit programs like New Jersey's, the tri-state area is more attractive than ever before for production studios. I had no idea they get tax breaks. can we have any kind of competitive tax credit programs for like the residents in New Jersey, Louis Rodriguez? That would be nice. Holy shit, our property taxes are insane. Our electric bills are nuts. Everything's crazy, Michael Anthony. You do not want to live in New Jersey. And now Netflix is coming in here, and apparently they're getting tax breaks. So holy shit, they're getting tax breaks. My taxes just keep going up like crazy around here. What a wild state we live in, I'll tell you that. And anyway, and you won't use any of that revenue to help the residents, that's for sure. It'll go right in people's pockets, I can guarantee you. Anyway, here we go with DJT pulling back a little bit. Speaking of money going in pockets, Nike going down right there. And I wasn't talking about Nike. And let's see, Lulu, we looked at it, was pulling back pretty good. Nike pulling back pretty big there today, huh? Down 3.5%. That's a nice pullback for Nike. And let's see, McDonald's pulling back as well. It's just kind of jumping around up there. Disney looking a lot better. How about that, Louis Rodriguez? Didn't I say something along them lines that it was looking a little better? And Oxy did pull back. ExxonMobil pulled back right there. But DXYZ looking really good today. And it was jumping up, honestly. It doesn't even look that good. It's just jumping up somehow. So just be careful with that. Maybe we have a pullback on it. But it is running up for us. It was up like 4.5%, and it was running up there Friday as well. So there you go with DXYZ to Destiny Tech 100. And there you go. We are screwed, Louis Rodriguez, no doubt about it. And let's go ahead and see what you guys want to see. And then we'll wrap it up. It's still 7-3. Chargers in the lead, 7 minutes and 28 seconds left in the second quarter. And it looks like the Chargers have the ball, and they're on about the 50-yard line. So there you go with your Monday Night Football update. Let me go through and see what Deleted wanted to see. He wanted to check out CETX. We did look at it at the beginning, but let's take a look at it again there for you, Deleted. It did jump up quite a bit today, as a matter of fact. And in the after hours, it was rolling there. Let me take a better look at it. CETX. And there you go. It did jump up to what? 2049. And honestly, it still doesn't look that bad, but you do have that crazy spike up candle. But I have to say, on here, it's hitting the top. Doesn't look as good as it does. I would have to probably look at that in the morning. I would say Laptop Travel is probably going to be watching CETX again this morning, or going into tomorrow morning. I mean, he was watching it this morning as well. They were playing this thing. That's when it was really running around, to be honest with you. You can see it jumped up pretty big right there this morning. And let's see. And that was CETX. So yeah, it jumped up to what? What was it at? Like $20 this morning. It was like something crazy. And again, we'll keep an eye on it there today or tomorrow as well, but watch it early in the morning right there, Deleted. And UOKA, we haven't looked at this UK company in a while. Isn't it like a real estate company or something like that? UOKA, lodging, something like that. I remember we used to watch this thing. It jumps around a lot. I know that. And it is certainly jumping around right now, Deleted. Not looking bad for the UOKA. And here you go with it. There. Oh, yeah, that looks really good. Keep that on your list, guys. That is setting up, looking pretty good right there. Let's go through. Louis Rodriguez left a few for us. Let's see what you have. AIP, that was moving along, wasn't it, today? I thought so. 3.5% still running up in the top, and should still continue that momentum up there as well. Let's see what Path is doing right here. And that still ran up some more. Be careful with that. It could run up some more right there, but we definitely have to keep an eye on that. And MOH right there, Molina Healthcare, hitting a little bit of resistance, but I know you did talk about this thing, and it's not looking bad there, Louis Rodriguez. I'd have to keep an eye on that MOH tomorrow, but them healthcares are not looking bad right there. DDOG is Data Dog, and let's see what Data Dog's going to be doing. It's barking up the data tree right here. It's curling up. Data Dog looks really good there. I like that DDOG. And not only is it called Data Dog, it's setting up the run for DDOG. So let's keep an eye on that one right there. And BMNR we looked at. It is looking pretty primed. A lot better. BMNR right there. So there you go. It did look pretty good, the Ethereum one. And that REMX is your van. Your rare earth and strategic metals ETF, and not bad right there. Like I said, rolling off the MACD yesterday and still looking pretty good. Good old Carvana was up a lot today, and not sure why. What happened? Bullish analyst upgrades led by Bank of America fueled 11.56 intraday surge, building on recent S&P inclusion. So there you go. Carvana went cruising along like 12% today. And I would say it doesn't look too bad in the top there for tomorrow. So you have to keep an eye on that. LMT, we looked at Huntington Ingalls. That was up also today. And that's another aerospace and defense one right there. And that light right here, Lumenton Holdings. Look at that thing. It's been consistently going up there, Luis Rodriguez. Look at that bad boy. MU looking really good. And your Duolingo, I know you like this, and finally getting cruising along right there. And how about your Ether, your 2 times? Not looking bad in that channel, trying to get set up. And you did some research for the Poly Doug Marketplace. We'll share. Oh, you're the best, Luis Rodriguez. Thank you. And the deeper you dive, the more sense it made right there. So let's see what else is going on right here. CETX was cruising for the 4 a.m. Warriors, and we were talking about AMD, and Laptop Travel's daughter likes that one, that's for sure. And let's see what else is going on. CBRL is definitely down and out. Oracle, not bad. That one's trying to get cruising back up, as a matter of fact. Keep an eye on Oracle, looking pretty good. And let's see. Let me see. Here's a couple good ones. We looked at your rocket company, Zach, RKT, and we were talking about that. Like I said, that should try to roll back off. And CFLT right there. Confluent. Wow, that one ripped up there today, huh? Didn't we just talk about this? I kind of remember that name for some kind of odd reason. Confluent, CFLT. But anyway, that one got blasted off. I would definitely keep an eye on that one in the morning. Laptop Travel and Crew. And FEIM, good old Frequency Electronics, looking pretty good up there, almost 5%. I would say that looks pretty nice. This BLND, glad you mentioned that. Who said that? Luis Rodriguez. This was looking pretty good, setting up right there. I saw this one, and let me jot down. I think I jotted down yesterday, as a matter of fact. BLND. So yeah, I do like that. And good old Sizzle's going to get sizzling right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. It was added to the small cap 600. VITL was also added. So let's take a look at VITL. Not even familiar with Vital Farms. It's a farm product one, but that also looks pretty good down there too. So let's keep an eye on Vital Farms. Let me jot that down over here. Oh, not there, over here. VITL right there, Vital Farms. And let's see, Stellantis announced it will bring an electric small car called the Fiat Topolino to US, something like that. There you go. You guys read that. I can't read. And CMP right here. What is that one? Compass Minerals. That wasn't looking bad. Just has a weird look, jumping up there. Did have its earnings today, so running up, trying to poke its head in the top. I just can't tell if it's absolutely going to stay up there. And ABEO right there. Good old Michael Anthony. We try to make sense of this and read it. At the highs today, on the special report at 7:34 this morning, at the Children's Hospital at Success, that does have a price target of $21.75. That I told you since last month has FDA approval. That's up. So there you go. Let's look at this ABEO. And I know you've been talking about it. I have no idea what it is. Let's see. Abiona Therapeutics. And there you go. It is jumping up. It is setting up. And it does look pretty good there. I must say, Michael Anthony, you might be on to something right there. So I would say we'll keep an eye on ABEO. Let me write it down over here for my stock setting up list. ABEO looking pretty good right there. Michael Anthony, so there you go. You've been talking about it. I know that. And we were talking about the good old Netflix and Paramount and all that good stuff, crazy news. And read the special report. That can send share price much higher. I guess that might be I'm not sure which one, or you were still probably talking about I don't even know which one you're talking about there, Michael Anthony. To be completely honest with you, ABEO maybe. And anyway, here we go. DLO going to 17 and needs to run until end of this year. Then RYN looks good to have bid at 21. DLO, I know you like this down low, or D local. I say down low. It's 10-3 now. The Chargers are up second quarter, 450, and the Eagles had the ball back on like their 25-yard line. and they just threw the ball away. But anyway, DLO going to 17 according to Michael Anthony. It does look good. It looks like it's actually curling up right there. Michael Anthony could have a good day tomorrow for that. And let's see what else is going on. AV, that's another aerospace and defense. Maybe I got to take a look at these aerospace and defense. They have earnings coming up. I know that tomorrow, right? There you go, tomorrow. And that does look really good going in the earnings, guys. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do, but that's their cool website. I was just trying to click there and just go like this real quick and just take a quick stroll. But nah, doesn't look like they're all getting set up all crazy that we have to worry about anything right there. That's all I was looking at. You guys know when I look at the aerospace and defense, I'm looking to see if we're getting attacked or going to war. And we can usually tell, that's for sure. But anyway, there you go, deleted. That's everybody's ones that you guys wanted to look at, that's for sure. Let me see if we caught everything over here. Let me make sure we got everything. We did go through our news stories, and let me see what else is happening, what's trending on our Stock Twits page. Let me take a quick look and let us know. They always have good ones on here, I must say. Stock Twits is trending page is always good. CETX up, Netflix down, SAIH, not familiar with it. I don't know what this one is. Say heat, not, I have no idea. It looks like it's on fire right there. It's got some heat going. Let's say that right there. So there you go. SAIH, not looking too bad for that guy. And let's see our Warner Brothers and Altimmune. Remember we were talking about this company? I did say this one had looked pretty good there. Altimmune, ALT, and it's been running up probably since we talked about it. And it looks pretty good to continue its way up there. So you can keep an eye on ALT there tomorrow. And of course, Paramount, ATMC, I'm not sure what that is. Alpha Time Acquisition, that was running up pretty big there. You can see up huge in the after. We got to watch it. We got to see what the heck this thing's doing. Holy cow, ATMC. That's that one you were talking about, Luis Rodriguez. That's way up there. Litecoin back to 83. WVE, not even sure what that is. Wave something, Wave Life. I had to assume it was Wave something. Wave Life right there. And that's jumped up there. Not sure. That's a biotech company. Oh, yeah, it is XCure. That was jumping up in the after hours as well, as you can see. So here you go, XCUR, and that's that XCure, and that one ran up. So keep an eye on that. Laptop Travel and the Morning Crew. And that's what the market kind of looks like at the moment. Capper's still jumping around. It's still at 28. Can you believe that? Look at it. Building a little base, but I definitely wouldn't trust that bad boy. So that's what that looks like. And yeah, that's what the market looks like in a whole. I think we got to everything. Let me see if I missed anything else. Over here, we did our news stories. We looked at crypto. And like I said, crypto does look like it's staying in that bullish channel. Bitcoin's still over 90. It's struggling to hold it, but I think it will. And there you go. It's over to 20. And I do think you do stay bullish here. Should be up in the morning. Ethereum not looking too bad either. That should be at cruising. Solana's been the weak link right there. And it's not even too bad. It's just been the weaker one. So that is what they look like at the moment. And that's what the market looks like, guys. So I think we got everything. TWG running up there, that Top Wealth Group. And WVE is that Wave Life Sciences, and of course CETX and WeBuy. Look at that thing, got cruising, as a matter of fact. So there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a pretty fun market review on a Monday evening. We'll keep you guys posted. We'll be on at 7 a.m. As always, we do our pre-market show Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. And then we do this show Sunday through Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Last night we did it at 7 p.m. and we hopped on if the in the Discord. We did a Zoom call for the January effect meeting, stocks to go forward, and we're going to have another one in 2 weeks on Sunday, so we might do the same situation there, and then we'll have a whole list for our January effect stocks. So again, if you're in the Discord, we try to give out a lot of value, and I think everybody does pretty well, that's for sure. You're not going to win every single one, but we try to do a winning percentage. I would say that we're pretty good at it and calling the market really accurately. That's the main thing. And being able to play the market. And if you can execute your trades pretty well, you will do really, really well. And that's what it's all about, guys. I can give you everything perfectly. It's all about being able to execute them as well and being able to hit that sell and buy button at the right times, especially that sell button. That seems like the hard one. Everyone can seem to buy them. But hitting the sell button sometimes seems to be the difficultest thing, especially as they're going up. But you do want to tend to sell them as they're going up, lock in those profits, and enjoy them profits and roll them over to something else. So that is the psychology of the market. You got to try to beat the psychology, I think, to be completely honest with you. That's how you really beat the market. I think we can easily pick out what's going to go up and what's going to go down. We do it every single day without really a problem, to be completely honest. But how do you execute that perfectly? That's the big thing. And I think that's what we're doing in 2026. We're going to nail that down and get great. As good as I am with the charts, we're going to get as good as that, as the charts, as we are at executing these things and really picking the best ones. That's what I'm really looking into doing. So again, we do all this in the Discord, some live trading and everything in the morning, the afternoons, and give you every piece of information you can ever need about the market there, Deleted. So thank you for hanging out, Luis Rodriguez, and of course Michael Anthony and Robin and Zach and Asian Jolie and Doge Mama 9 and everybody else that's tuning in. I greatly appreciate it, whether you chime in or not, or watch the replays. I just greatly appreciate everybody hanging out, and I hope you guys learned something and enjoy the shows as well. So hit the like button, give a little bit of feedback, and all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thanks again for hanging out. We'll be back at 7 a.m. You know that. We'll find out what's popping. And you know we're going to be super excited because I have a bunch of NVIDIA options, and that's going to be flying through the roof. So it's going to be a good one. How can I sleep tonight knowing this? I'll sleep perfectly fine, I bet. So there you go, guys, and I'll see you guys in the morning. So enjoy the rest of your night. It is 10-3. The Chargers are still up. It's the 2-minute warning in the second quarter, so go enjoy the rest of the Monday night game, Eagles and Chargers in San Diego right there. So there you go, 10-3, and you go enjoy that game or in the rest of your night. I'll be putting the night note in the Discord, so you guys have a good night, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.